I'm making this video to help you review subjects and predicates. I've divided it into two separate videos. Part 1 is going to be about subjects only. Before we start reviewing subjects, we need to talk about clauses for a second. And remember that clauses have two parts. They have subjects that tell us who or what the sentence is about, and they have predicates that tell us what that subject is doing or being. This particular little clip is going to be about subjects only. I'll do a separate one about predicates. The simple subject in a sentence is the essential noun that the sentence cannot live without. If we look at the examples below, my ambitious friend ran the marathon. The essential noun that the sentence can't live without is friend. Who or what is it about? My friend. What did the friend do? The friend ran, but we can't live without that noun. The simple subject tells us who or what is happening, so that's always a question you can ask. Who or what is the sentence about? Simple subjects are always nouns or pronouns. Another example on this page shows the pronoun as the simple subject. He ate the last of the cheese puffs. Who or what is the sentence about? It's about he. Complete subjects include that essential noun, that simple subject, plus any other words that modify that essential noun in the sentence. The lazy brown fox jumped over the fence. Who or what is the sentence about? It's about the fox. That's our simple subject. The sentence cannot live without that noun, but we also have some words describing the fox. It's a brown fox, it's a lazy fox, and it's the fox. All of those modify that noun, and together they make up the complete subject. The second example is similar in that way. The incredibly talented ball player won the game. Who or what is the sentence about? What noun can it not live without? It cannot live without the word player. That is our simple subject, but we have a whole bunch of other words that are describing that player. It's a ball player, a talented player, a very talented ball player, and the player. All of those words are modifying player, and they become the complete subject of the sentence. Sentences can also have compound subjects. And that's simply two nouns that share the same verb. John and Jaime ran the marathon. Who or what is the sentence about? It's about John. It is also about Jaime. Together, they create a compound subject. Sometimes subjects show up in places we don't expect them, and sometimes subjects don't appear at all in the sentence. So I'm going to show you some examples of these unusual sentences or sentences that have an unusual structure to them. Sentences that give orders are the first kind. And if you have a sentence that gives an order, go to bed early, do your homework, rake the leaves before lunch, they all have an implied subject. We call it an implied subject, and that implied subject is you. The speaker is talking to you. So you is the simple subject of that sentence. It's also the complete subject because everything else is telling us about that predicate. Another type of clause that has unusual positioned subjects is a question. And in a question, the subject often follows the verb because we often have a helping verb to start the sentence. So if we look at this example, did you eat breakfast? You can always rearrange it. Sometimes you'll want to rearrange it on paper if it's more complicated. This one is fairly simple. Did you eat breakfast becomes you did eat breakfast when you rearrange it to make a statement. You did eat breakfast. Now it's pretty clear that the subject is you. Other kinds of sentences that have the subject in unusual places are sentences that start with the word here or there. Here and there are always adverbs. They tell us where something is. And so we have here is the book. You can play with that the same way you can with a question, and you can rearrange it. So here is the book becomes the book is here. Who or what is that sentence about? It's about the book. And that is our simple subject. So let's look at a couple of examples before I set you free to work on your homework. The first one, a fat yellow cat slept in the corner. The first thing we do when we mark sentences is find prepositional phrases. I see one right there in the corner. I know that the object of a preposition and the prepositional phrase cannot be the simple subject of a sentence, so I can disregard them as a possibility. The next thing I ask is who or what is the sentence about? It is about a cat. That is our simple subject. Now, do I have any words that modify the cat or tell us more about that cat? Yes, I do. We have a yellow cat, we have a fat cat, and we have a cat. All of those things become the complete subject of this sentence. The second one, always eat your vegetables. Suspect, it looks like it might be in order, so I know that I have an implied subject of you. Who or what is the sentence about? It's about you. What are you supposed to do? You're supposed to always eat your vegetables. The last sentence is another sentence with a subject in an unusual position. It starts with here or there. That's my tip-off. I know that here or there cannot be the subject, so I need to look for other nouns in the sentence. In this particular sentence, there is only one other noun, and it's homework. So the homework is somewhere. Your is an adjective modifying homework, so here's my simple subject. There is my complete subject, your homework. Our last examples for this presentation are these sentences here. Here are your tickets to the concert. We have another sentence with a here or there. We have a prepositional phrase. Get that out of the way. There's only one noun left. Tickets is the subject. Your tickets is the complete subject of this sentence. Second one, out of the swamp crawled a dripping, hairy creature. We have a prepositional phrase. Out of is a compound preposition. And then what we have left is crawled a dripping, hairy creature. Who or what is that about? Looks like it's about the creature. There's our simple subject. And a dripping and hairy describe that creature, so that becomes our complete subject. We underline all of those words. Last example, the high winds and icy roads made driving very hazardous. I don't see any prepositional phrases, so now I have to ask who or what the sentence is about. It looks like it's about winds and it's about roads. I have some modifiers here, so my simple subject is a compound subject, winds and roads. The complete subject is all of this. High is describing winds, icy is describing roads. We have a conjunction and the word the, which is also an adjective. All of those together make the complete subject. That's everything you need to know about subjects, both simple and complete. The next part of this video, which is actually a separate video, will be about predicates, both simple predicates and complete predicates.